All right, here we go, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 21 of The First Watch. We are so excited for tonight as a lot of our story so far starts to come to a head. My name is Andrew Coons. I'm the dungeon master for our adventures, and we're going to popcorn round as we always do and introduce ourselves. And yes, the show can legally drink now. So, cheers to The First Watch campaign 2. All right, we're going to popcorn around and we're going to start with Dana.
Oh, hi, that's me. Hi, I'm Dana. I'm playing Artemis Valora, Asimar Wizard. You can find me on Twitter at A Bit Meddlesome, and I'm going to pass it to Darby.
Hi, my name is Darby, otherwise known as Gag Darby on the internet. You can find me on those titles on Twitch and Twitter, and I am playing Peony. Definitely the only artificer in this group. I'll throw it to Joe.
Hey, I'm Joe, and I'm playing Malachite. Has a name. He's an Earth Genasi artificer. The end. Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Cheryl. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Pry, the tiefling rogue, and you can find me variously on the internet as the roving naturalist and running the Nature Check project, and I'll send it to Blake.
Hey, yo, what up? Blake, you can find me on the internet or some places. Blake C. Francis, I believe. I'm playing Brocus Darkbringer, the dwarf cleric. And I guess I'm going to have to, if I have to, I'll pass it to Casey.
Yo, what's good, guys? I am Casey. I'm playing Uranus, the half-elf bard. You can find me on Twitter at Casey McNeil or Instagram at _Casey McNeil. And I'm going to give it back to Andrew.
We're so good at this 21 episodes in. It's so smooth. I would like to point out that we had a viewer legitimately confused about the fact that Darby was casting Hunter's Mark as an artificer. So Peony is a ranger artificer. Multi-class.
You win!
I win D&D!
The official statement. She is a multi-class ranger.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's lying. Don't listen.
Total lie. I'm an artificer.
That is true. All right. Well, let's get right into it and roll that intro sequence as we start tonight's episode of The First Watch. So much of what has happened over the last several weeks with the party has finally come to a head. The Balancers found themselves face to face with Brobat Greatbrew, the mysterious and ominous leader of the Three Blades, a dwarf himself, one of only a few that have ever been seen in recent times in the land. He warned you all of crossing him, but left it under somewhat amiable terms, saying that if you stayed out of his way, he'd stay out of yours, and all those good things. However, it was all a front, as that night you were assailed by an invisible stalker, an invisible enemy sent by Brobat to kill specifically Grocus. You fought it off through some very clever use of malachite, throwing it into the forge and lighting it on fire. But then, upon leaving the mines, you were set upon by falling rocks as more members of the Three Blades had arrived and started to cave in the tunnels, blasting magic missiles up into the ceiling to drop large boulders down towards you. You evaded those, took out your enemies, and went into town looking for answers and perhaps blood. and were met with more pandemonium as separately, although perhaps connected, you're not sure, an assassination has taken place. The Chamber of Commerce leader, Marvin Silvercloak, who you had met briefly a couple times, had been killed. And the method by which, hard to find, no forced entry, no prints or boot markings or anything like that. Something that probably could have been done by something invisible and formless, you would imagine. While investigating kind of and getting some information from the townspeople, you all eventually decided to head back to Daisy May's hideout after she messaged you and let you know that she was looking for some answers and for some help herself. So all of you minus Peony headed back to Daisy May's kind of ramshackle warehouse type hideout. Peony had gone up onto the roofs and did not see all this happen and was kind of using the rooftops to dart around and look down upon the murder scene. And while doing so, Peony, you saw the one and only Elixio out in kind of his night robe, in the crowd, talking to people, looking very, very concerned. And you caught his eye, he caught yours, and you both kind of found each other and engaged in a conversation that was full of double entendre, full of deceit and fronts and covers. But what you were able to discern is that while you're not 100% sure of Elixio's next move, he wasn't broken up by the death of Marvin Silvercloak, and in fact, made a very pointed reference to a very powerful position in the city now being vacant, and who might fill that, he wondered. So, Peony, you headed back to Realm Shield, which was the original meeting spot that you were all supposed to go to before everybody kind of detoured to Daisy May's warehouse. And that is where we're going to pick up today. So we're going to start back at the warehouse with everybody standing around with Daisy May, who has said that things are afoot, that there's now dissension among the ranks. People are starting to draw lines, and there's uncertainty as to whether Elixio is going to work with or against Brobat in these moments. So as she kind of lays all this out for you with what insider knowledge she has, she kind of looks at you all expectantly and says, all right, well, I don't feel like there's going to be much of a time more appropriate for doing something than now. What do y'all think? What do y'all have in mind?
We need to sleep first. That's the one thing I have in mind right now.
Rest can be had. I think we should be relatively safe here.
What did Daisy May explain that she knows?
Yeah, so just to recap her knowledge a little bit, she heard that there were people on the move, and that Elixio and Brobat, Elixio specifically, was upset that Brobat was messing with the mines. Elixio kind of had the mines as his own thing. And so with Brobat's people heading to the mines and trying to cave it in, Elixio, at least initially, once he found out, was very angry. And that there hasn't been a calling together of the lieutenants yet. But she says, it's probably not that far away that Brobat's going to want everybody under one roof to try to resolve this. I'm going to get called away here at some point for that.
Well, what we need to do is go and have a conversation with Elixio, because remember, Aranis, in our first conversation with him, you found that chink in his armor, he does not like to be considered under Brobat. He wants to consider himself an equal. And so being called into this council and being told what to do or put in his place or have his toys messed with is probably not sitting well with him. So if we could poke that sore spot a little more before Brobat gets a chance to talk to him, we could sow more dissent. And we are contracted to Elixio, so this would all be helping him. Right? We cannot be helping his enemies. And if that is Brobat, well, he might want us to help him get rid of his enemies.
If Elixio wants to help get rid of Brobat, I'm down for that. Are we still under contract, though? Because I thought that the contract said we were under protection of the three blades. If the three blades attacked us, then
It's a
it
breed.
didn't say Elixio's part of the
True.
It just
No,
said
Maybe it's
it
too
did not
lad.
say. It does not say what E would be penalized if that part of the contract was broken. Since that is a loophole, we could conceivably, if you wanted to take the time to try to navigate the legalities of the infernal court or whatever, take him to task on that. But I don't know if that would be especially fruitful in this moment, because I don't know about you, but I am not a lawyer. Certainly not an infernal one. So we could take him to task on that, or we could mention the loophole.
Did y'all sign the contract in blood?
Yeah.
Daisy asks.
Yes.
So it was magically binding.
Yes.
So if it was broken,
Right.
it would be magically unbinding of sorts?
Well, I'm
True,
not
that's
entirely sure, because it did have some conditions. If certain parts of it were broken, that it would still be binding if such and such were done. This is one of those moments where if it was broken, there was no condition, or there was no sort of recourse listed. So
Well, then it shouldn't mean it should end it then. I mean, there's no recourse. If it's on there as something that can't happen, and it did. I mean, maybe I'm just so simple. I don't really think about that.
I mean, it depends on how much you want to
stuff.
push it, but that seems to make sense to me. If there's no, plan B in the contract, then the contract's broken.
So that is a piece of ammunition then, right? We can go to Elixio and say, show us the contract. It is probably broken now, but if you still want us to be your mercenaries. And in fact, that contract is over, which means that Artemis and I are his mercenaries now.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Oh.
so at
Probably
least the
just
two of us
frowns.
have to help him. But if everybody else wants to dogpile on, I'm just saying that we have an opportunity to poke a sore spot and further pit Elixio against Brobat in this moment before they have a chance to come together and resolve their differences.
I'm down for that. Daisy May, do you have any info on Brobat's hideout? Like how many people are usually in there?
Well, I've been there a couple times since we last met up. There are maybe a dozen, depending on the day and time. His hideout, his house is kind of it's bigger than you'd expect, and there's all these little rooms that break off of it. It's kind of this very, I don't know, segmented, disconcerting or discombobulating type area. It's not like big courtyards or anything. He likes it. He likes close quarters. He says he likes feeling cozy, but it sure is helpful when there's, lots of little places to stash people and weapons and hide out around corners.
Do you know anything about like rotations? Any routine Brobat has, anything like that?
It's not rotation so much as is that there's just people who live there, people who come and go. Right. It's more it's more like you live and work in the same place, and then some of the lieutenants come and go. Sometimes there's more people on hand if there's a particular job. I'd imagine right now everybody's headed that direction. On the one hand, that means everybody's in one space if we wanted to try to wipe them all out. On the other hand, just means a lot of bodies.
Are like grunts invited to this meeting, or is it only going to be lieutenants?
No, I'm guessing it'll be mostly lieutenants, maybe a couple of the more trusted members, but I mean, there'll be grunts, as you say, around. They'll be patrolling out front, and every lieutenant's going to bring a few people with them. I've got my people even that I'll bring with me now.
Into the meeting?
Well, to the building,
Or
not into the meeting,
building.
but to the building.
Okay.
Artemis, didn't you say there was protective magic on the windows and the door?
Yes. Abjuration magic, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure exactly what, but that doesn't surprise me. He would having him warded against just forced entry would make sense. But I gotta be honest, I feel like we've got one of two options here. We either wait and we, let everybody get there and we try to just torch the whole place at once, or we go as soon as we can before a bunch of people arrive and there's more of a skeleton crew and we try to take him out now if he's there. Both of them have their pros and cons. I don't know.
I like now.
I like now too, but Crocus, you said it sounds like maybe you're tapped for magic.
So to you, if the group wants to go, I mean, I'm tired, so I don't know what my prayers are going to be, but
well,
that's what the group wants to do.
Third option, we strike right after the meeting, right? He has everybody there, and then they leave, they go off, we wait for like an hour, let them spread out a little bit, and then we go. That way, maybe Daisy May or Elixio, if he's down, can give us the information from the meeting.
I can do my
and
best.
then it should be less people. He wouldn't be expecting that.
That's a very viable option.
That is not bad.
Could be some important information that we could get out of that too. So
I was going to suggest, if you did not want to wait, that even if some of our magic users are feeling a little tired, Elixio has resources. I know, Aranis, you're maybe not the best friends with his servant, but he could always give us manpower.
True.
That is true.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is vote on it.
Unless, Crocus, do you not have the ability to ask your sticks?
Oh no, I've been thinking, but I can.
We could vote, or we could ask the sticks.
Let's ask the sticks.
Let's see. I mean, I can do it. I can probably ask it twice. Sorry, what do you want me to? So what do you want me to say for if we attack now? So which one to ask first?
If you'll remember, augury is very much limited to what is the best course of action in the next 30 minutes.
Oh, so okay, so they can incorporate that. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about it then.
Well, this will tell us if it's a good idea. I don't think this is a good idea, but yeah. I don't know, but I mean, I can, like I said, know how much good it's going to do, but
yeah, I don't know what we would ask if we only have 30 minutes notice, because whatever we do is going to take longer than 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah, that's true.
So then, yeah, vote. Do we want to do it now? Do we want to do it right before their meeting? Do we want to do it right after their meeting? As much as I would love to go right now, I think right after the meeting makes sense.
I agree. So that's 3.
I'm not the decision making here, but I agree as well.
So
Me too.
Has anybody said anything about peony?
Not
What?
yet.
I think at this point, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
Where is peony?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Wait, she went to look at the crime scene, right?
oh.
I'm going to cast. I can upcast sending, right? Like if I have a higher level spell slot, I can still use sending.
Yes, you just don't get any benefits from it. It's not one of the spells that scales up. But yes, you can use a higher level.
I'm going to be like, Peony, are you okay? Where are you? At warehouse. Have a balanced evening. Crocus. I think that's all the words I and it just ends.
That's
Kind regards.
Have a balanced evening, Grokus is 5 words. I like to think that you always have those reserved.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have 20 words. I have 20 words.
20 words. 20 words only.
Amazing.
All right, Peony, you hear this message as you're kind of looking around at Realm Shield and you know, chatting with Azure a little bit, but you're like, where are my friends? And then you hear this in your head.
You can respond.
Yes. Do you respond, Peony?
I think she's typing up something.
Oh,
I
okay.
think she's trying like
Typing to
25
see.
words.
Yeah. Where is it? Tool word counts. Okay. Hi,
Peony
Grokus.
doesn't have Google.
Peony has Google. It's a brain Google that does word counting.
Mm-hmm.
Artificer
Okay.
magic.
So it's called
Artificer
Google
magic.
Google Docs. Hi, Grokus. I am okay. Talked with Elixio at Realm Shield. Heading over. Thanks.
That sound doesn't count as a word,
Question
though, right?
Thanks. Question mark. They're okay. They met with Elixio. It went, I don't know if that stands for something. I think they just meant like, you know, like, hey, I get it.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and they'll be over here. They're gonna head this way. They went back to Remshield and we were speaking with them. You told me that, right? You were at Remshield? You said that, right, in the message? Yep, so they're at Remshield. So they'll be over here shortly. So yeah, they're okay. Thank you for reminding me, Malachi. I guess, yeah.
I just noticed.
No, we noticed this whole time.
I said something when you all first arrived. I asked where the little one was. You said she was fine.
It's kind of been a lot lately, you know?
I get it. It's, yeah, it has been a lot. You wouldn't believe the things I've had to do. Whew.
Mm.
I'm glad you're still here, though, at least. So hopefully nothing too bad.
I've been getting real good at pretending to break fingers. You do this thing where you lean in, you whisper real quick and let them know to scream when you twist. And then you carry a little stick with you in the other hand and snap it when you make the move. And everybody else thinks you broke the finger, but that way I'm not actually hurting people.
That's awesome.
Speaking
That's
of
awesome.
which,
Both clever and disturbing. Yes.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty much.
Wait, broken. Hold on a
Sorry,
second.
Ronis, what were you going to say?
Aranis was just saying, speaking of which, and he's gonna just walk back towards where the where he found the sword before, and you just hear popping as he like pops his knuckles back into place from getting crushed with the ball.
I was gonna go cast Healing Word on it too. Since it's broken, I was gonna go cast that a couple times on him.
You cast Healing Word, and Aranis, you pop your knuckles back into place, and things feel okay. They feel usable, but there is a discernible deformity to your hand. The fingers lie in a slightly twisted way, and you feel fine, but you can tell that like that damage you took while in flat form, there were repercussions of that for sure.
Oh my God.
I'm not a doctor lab, but it looks well,
It's fine. I'm just gonna go sit down. He walks away.
A few minutes later, Peony, you come up upon the warehouse. I'm not going to make you roll a stealth check. You're pretty damn sneaky, especially with your elven cloak. And everybody has better things to do tonight. There's been a murder in Floros. People are very busy gossiping and looking other ways, and you don't draw any attention. Just another halfling in the street. And so you sneak your way in and rejoin your compatriots.
before we go to sleep.
Window shuts, Benedict
I
climbs
think we
in.
talked to Elixio tonight.
You're safe.
Yeah. Man, people they're really talking about what happened today.
Which parts of what happened today?
Your dying part.
Fair.
So nothing about the mines, though.
Did I hear any like chippa chippa chippa?
Nope. There's been no chatter that any of you have picked up from the town about the mines. Either no one's found out about it yet, or a slight cave-in just holds no weight in comparison to a murder most foul.
Didn't hear anything. Might be that it didn't collapse too much. And so also people die seem to be on people's minds more than empty mine. Well, it wasn't empty, but empty to them. Mine. I talked to Elixio.
Oh.
Kind of. Interesting. He's already kind of schmaltzing out in the public. Lots of tears and, oh, I'm so sad that this person died. It's such a shame that his big fancy seat in the city council is open. That sort of vibe. But yeah. He may be sending us some extra help and consideration given that the mines are now collapsed. So I think that may have eased up our timeline a little bit. He might send us some extra assistance with that. If that's, I don't know what else has been happening since then, but at least that is not a stressor, possibly.
Well, that might not even be our problem anymore. We might not have to build the thing. I mean, you can if you want, I guess, but like, I think we don't have to. Maybe. We have to see if his contract like poofed into smoke or something.
Break into his house while he's not there.
Or we could just ask him to see it.
As they're talking, Oranus just mumbles under his breath, "Fred, I want to talk to you."
Hey, Theo.
I'm gonna say that you're in conversation elsewhere, Piano. You don't catch that.
God.
Would I hear being kind of nearby after healing through the healing word? Would I be close to earshot or no?
I mean, I'll say like
I'm barely saying it out.
Yeah,
Sure,
and
West
you're
Bank,
probably-
you're like just
you're
whisper in the
probably
back
waiting
corner.
until you're not right next to someone as well. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. So you mumble that and you
Just
watch as
casually
everybody's
popping
chatting and trying to figure things out. And Daisy May is kind of sitting on the corner or on the edge of the circle, kind of like listening to everything. And then all of a sudden her head just turns to you and her eyes are black. And she just goes and winks at you. And she gets up and just kind of nonchalantly walks over. And anybody else who sees Daisy May in this moment, her eyes look perfectly normal. And she sits down next to you and then sidles up a little closer. So like your shoulders are touching and just kind of looks over and goes,
What? So the real Daisy May is doing this? She
the
just
real
looks
Daisy
normal
May is
while
doing this. She's just got the black eyes going on right now. She kind of sidles right up against you and then just turns to you and goes,
Okay.
"What's up, big boy?"
That's weird. Don't do that.
Aw, come
I want to up our
on.
deal.
Fine, you're no
I want to
fun.
up our deal.
How are you going to up the deal?
I will get you out sooner.
How soon?
As soon as I'm done with this Brobat Elixio.
How long is that going to
vampire
take? See,
thing.
specifics, Uranus.
Well, you know, to be honest, I was planning on, after all this stuff was done, take some time to get a little bit stronger. To
Work on
prepare for
yourself.
whatever bullshit you're probably going to put us through.
Yeah.
But people are trying to go after my friends in their sleep, and I can't accept that. So, within a day after Brobat's dead, Elixio's dead, whatever threat of the vampires is ended, after all those three things are done, within a day, I'll come and
That
release
vampire thing sounds like it could take a while.
You're going to be stuck for a while anyway, aren't you?
Tell you what. Pick one of those three.
After Brobat's dead.
After Brobat's dead, you go straight to the tower. Well, that sounds
Within
intriguing.
a day.
Within a day.
Within a day.
Okay, fine. You have to sleep because you're, mortal. What do you want from me?
You give me the ability to cast magic without while I'm holding my weapons.
Out of character, Casey, what specifically are you asking for? Do you have a mechanical thing you're asking for?
Warcaster.
Okay.
Yes, Warcaster.
Okay.
And he says in character, to sweeten the deal, I have kind of an innate ability to cast invisibility and to hurt people when I touch them. I'll give that.
And I can have that?
You can have that.
Ooh, that's a good sweetener. That's some sugar right there, that is. Okay. I can do that for you. I can give you a little extra pizzazz when things are hitting the proverbial windmill, shall we say.
We have a deal?
What the hells? We have a deal. So you give up Fey Touched.
Yeah.
In order to receive Warcaster.
Yeah.
A feat swap.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of a sudden, Daisy May kind of like blinks and her eyes go normal and she sees how close she's sitting to you and she just like gently scoots away, not like repulsed or anything, but just like, and just like gently kind of realigns herself to be next to you, but not like touching.
You good?
I'm great. I just kind of got lost in my thoughts there for a minute. Sorry about that.
No, I had that effect. No problem.
I don't know how to respond to that, but okay.
That's all I wanted to do.
All of you, none of you saw any conversation happening there. You didn't see mouths moving. You didn't hear anything. It just looked like Daisy May went and sat next to Uranus for a few minutes, and they all just sat attentively listening. All right. What are you all doing? Sounds like the vote is to attack after the meeting has been held, assuming that there will be a meeting. Are you all getting some sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, should I not meet with the goal tomorrow? Because if I'm being followed, I'm not getting goal messed up with this at all. It's not worth it.
And we need to talk to Elixio now.
I think we talk to Elixio now.
We need to talk to Elixio.
Before we sleep.
Well, okay.
But not everybody has to go. We have been doing a good.
Oh, okay. I thought Artemis could send because I'm too tired. I'm too tired to send another thing like that far.
I feel like this might be more complicated than 50 words.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's
Let's go
4 in the morning. Do we want to sleep and get some rest and then go talk to him at first light?
I don't
we'll talk to him now before anybody gets a chance to.
We already know that Brobat can cast magic and talk to people in their heads. What if he has already talked to Elixio and we are out of time?
All right. Well,
then we're already out of time then.
I cannot go with you. I gotta hold on to my cards that they don't know that I'm with you all.
We are doing a good job of multitasking.
And multitasking is not real. But I've read about it in a book. But I guess we can.
Within one person, yes, but not within a group of people. We are not a super organism.
Got it, though.
All right, so who's going up to talk to Elixio? Ronis
I
and
guess.
Pride. Okay.
Team talking.
Yeah, right. Exactly. The talking people.
I'm coming.
Please.
And Artemis.
And our
Ronis,
last
Pride,
cannon in
Artemis.
case we get our asses handed to
I'm
us.
gonna,
Yeah.
I'm going to grab your hand, like, okay, but please, everyone, be careful. I'm going to cast some enhanced ability for with a what is that? I'm so tired in real life. What's charisma?
Eagle Splendor.
Eagle Splendor. So I kind of just say a quick word and or just please be safe. So
Do our best.
All right, you have an hour. Well, you make your way up to the top shelf in the dead of night. Peony, Malachite, and Grocus, are you all getting some sleep?
in a second, is there anyone nearby that can see it to use my healing word on? So if there's anyone that's like, if there's any homeless around, I would like to use my last spells on that. If I can like just poke out and peek and see.
You go do
If there's anything
a
nearby.
circuit, and yeah, you find a person who you actually find a child who is up late and kind of like their parents are talking about everything and they're like crying in their arms and everything, and you can just like your innate abilities kind of allow you to sense that this child is not just annoyed because they're up late, but they have a fever and are not doing well. And the parents are up talking with neighbors about the murders and stuff like that. But the kid is also wailing and kind of having a really tough time.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, I just want to say just a quick prayer for your child, just to make sure that they're okay.
Oh, are you that?
I'm a clinic.
Are you that healing dwarf?
Yes. My name
The
is
father who's
Grocus.
holding the child kind of turns and addresses you. It's this human man who's actually got an eye patch on and kind of a scraggly, thin beard, but holding his child very delicately. Rob, we don't have any money to pay you. I'm so sorry.
Oh no. This is just helping with balance. So you can repay just by keeping the balance and just being there for
Right,
them.
well, child's like crawling on him and trying, like just wailing. Lilac, come on now. Come on. Here you go. I guess.
It's okay, Lilac. So yep, so I just kind of take it, and I kind of I do a prayer, but also sing a song my mom used to sing me when I was a little dwarf child, just like a little in dwarvish, a little song that you should sing like a lullaby when I was afraid of the dark. And so I kind of sing that as I cast the spell.
And the child immediately calms down, and you feel your hands on her head, and you feel the fever reduce with the healing word that you cast via your song. And the father kind of takes and goes, "You are straight from the gods. Thank you so much. I might actually get some sleep for the first time in a week."
Please, sleep is always an important part of a balanced lifestyle. So yes, please, as much sleep as you can.
All right, well, I'm
all
going to
things
get her back
considered.
in before she wakes up.
Okay, have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Have
He
a-
like
have a
rushes
balanced night.
inside, like desperate to get the child back in their crib. All right. So you do that. You all take and rest afterwards?
With watches?
We're walking.
Yes,
to-
watches.
I thought we were
Yes,
walking
and
to-
Aranis, Pry, and Artemis are
Oh.
walking up to
Oh
the top
yeah,
shelf.
I forgot.
Yeah, just
My
wrapping up
bad.
things down
Sorry.
down on the bottom
Yeah.
shelf. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're doing
definitely taking
watches.
watches.
Yeah, so who's doing first watch?
All of us. Kidding.
Brooke's
Here's
like,
the
I'll
name
do
of the show.
first.
Bing bong.
That's
I'll
just
take the
called
first
staying
one.
up all night. Malachi, you taking first watch?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Then Peony will
But
sleep on the log.
and
we can
I'll
hang
quickly
out.
ask them, should I see gold? We'll talk about tomorrow, but I'm scared to see gold tomorrow if I'm being followed. If you can find, we'll talk about tomorrow, but I don't know if I want to meet him. I'm just saying. So we'll see.
Okay. Malachi, roll a d20 for me.
If you guys get it.
Oh my God.
That's a 5.
5. Okay. Your watch, you're about an hour in, or maybe 30 minutes in, and you're not seeing anything out of the ordinary. People are up more nowadays, like at this time than they normally would have at this time, just because there are some folks who are still shooting the shit about the murder and everything. So there's people about, but before too long, you hear kind of the gentle snoring of Peony and Grocus.
Okay. While they're asleep, I'm gonna make sure like I don't see anything suspicious outside. So I'll do that first.
Okay.
Make sure everything looks quiet.
Yeah, you take a quick check outside and you don't see anything. I mean, you see some people stumbling around in various alleyways, but nothing crazy.
And I'm gonna leave
Okay.
very quietly.
Are you going stealthily?
Yes. So, in fact, I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
What the fuck?
So I'll do that.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay.
What is happening, guys?
Oh shoot. So that is glad I cast Pass Without Trace. That's a 18.
An 18.
Hey,
Peony's passive.
does my passive
But
You are
but they're
asleep.
sleeping though.
You are asleep. So
Oh.
an 18.
But my passive
You
perception is
can't get more passive than sleeping.
Crocus is snoring is too loud. You
Yeah,
can't hear like Malachi.
Passive perception doesn't help you when you're sleeping. 18 is plenty to be able to sneak off.
The
So
log doesn't help at all.
you're not in
That's
danger.
danger. Yeah.
You're not about to be attacked.
My feelings are hurt.
Never
Malachi.
again. Never
Malachi.
again. Ah!
Malachi, you make your way out easy enough. There was a creak at the door, but literally the shadows seem to reach out and like suck the noise in and make it disappear. And you find yourself stepping out into the night under the cloak of darkness.
Okay. I'm gonna go to I think it's the bottom shelf.
You're on the bottom shelf, yeah. So
Oh, I'm on the bottom shelf. Okay,
Yeah, the
cool.
warehouse
So I'm
is on
gonna
the
go
bottom shelf.
to the Welcome Home Sailor.
to the brothel?
Yes.
Okay.
Malachi has the
where
most
is
sex. Yeah,
Oh my god, there we go.
It's canon.
it is canon.
Okay. Yeah, no one's been here before. You make your way through the streets and eventually come to a building that is kind of a two-story building that is fairly wide and somewhat circular. And there are these kind of large curtains that are draped over various windows on the outside and kind of these big draping curtains. Damn you, chat. These curtains that kind of drape over front of the doorway. And there is a sign that is scrawled up top. And it has almost the visage of an elven woman with a wink. And it just says, "Welcome home, sailor," above top. And as you get closer, a middle-aged woman, halfling woman, steps out of kind of the curtain as you're making your way directly there, and she just kind of looks at you with a slight smile and just says, "Oh, is everybody frozen? Can everybody hear me? Okay, cool.
No.
Sorry, it froze
I
up
can
for
hear
me
you.
for a second.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good now. As you step up, this woman steps out and just says, "Well, hello, can I help you?"
Yeah. I'm gonna look around and make sure nobody's like within, somewhat hearing. Like, make sure nobody's like super close.
Okay. Yeah, there's no
is there
one.
anybody?
There's a few drunk people kind of around and whatnot, but there's no one who's like within the vicinity of like listening in on you.
I'm gonna kind of lean closer to her and say, I'm looking for a feather of a different color.
She gives you a curious glance, kind of looks you up and down, and then herself kind of checks right and left. And then just says, "Of course, follow me." And pulls back the curtain and walks in. Do you follow?
I'll follow her.
Okay. As you step in, the most immediate thing that hits you is the pleasant aroma. There are potpourris and incenses burning in here that you could smell a little bit from the outside. But as you step inside to this building, it's, you know, incredibly strong but very pleasant smell. Everything is very low lit, just kind of candles burning and whatnot, and that leads to kind of a look about where you see some details but not everything. There are lots of kind of cushioned chairs and whatnot, but there aren't. Someone might expect a brothel for there to be, you know, people lounging about and kind of on display almost or whatnot. It's somewhat chaste. It's, you know, there are a few people who are coming and going, but there's nothing that immediately, like, it almost looks more like a hookah lounge than a brothel or anything right now. There's kind of a low kind of light and a little bit of, you know, smoke in the air from the incense, but not a ton of people. As she walks in, she walks over to a Triton woman who is kind of working behind a desk and writing something. And you see the Triton turn and lean down, and the halfling whispers in her ear. And the Triton turns towards you, and she has these kind of very long, elegant features, very striking eyes. And you know, whereas Tritons a lot of times have very scaly skin, she does have scaly skin, but it's very smooth. And almost a pattern versus actual scales. And she puts her quill down and kind of walks over towards you and says, "Welcome, weary sailor. I hear you're looking for a feather of a different color."
I am. And I open my collar a little bit and show her a pin.
Okay, what does the pin look like?
It's a red feather, just a little pin.
Okay. She gives a knowing nod and says, "Of course, for our most esteemed guests, perhaps I could show you to a room myself."
That'd be great.
And she turns on her heel and begins walking and leads you up a set of stairs and around a corner. There are various doors that are open, kind of just revealing, you know, bedrooms and whatnot. Some are shut, and you imagine these might be in use at the moment. She eventually leads you to an open door near the end of the hallway and beckons for you to go in. And as you go in, you see, you know, very nice quarters, you know, plush bed, you know, basin for washing up, you know, chairs and lounging and whatnot, even a little area with some few books on a bookshelf. And as she shuts the door behind you, you hear kind of a rustle of clothing as all of a sudden her form changes and morphs and grows slightly taller. The skin goes pale, almost albino white. The hair disappears into a smooth, bald head, and the eyes go kind of almost like an albino red color. As she stands there and she says, "Welcome to Floros. My name is Madam Ask. You've invoked the red feather. Not something our order typically does without dire need."
No. I've been in Floros for a little bit now. But I expected to be here a lot longer before I would have needed to resort to this. But things are going down. So I think I'm going to need some support.
Do you reference the murder of Marvin Silvercloak?
That, but the group that I'm with is, and I agree with them. We're at the point where something's got to be done about Brobat.
I see. I had heard they had sent. I'd heard that they had sent someone in regards to the Three Blades specifically.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. So, but like I said, I thought it would take longer before all this came to a head. So, but they really have been making moves, and they actually, Brobat tried to assassinate one of our party members. So, so everybody's pretty hot about it, which I am too. And yeah,
and are you sure that you're not
it's
letting?
all going down probably tomorrow.
Are you sure you're not letting your emotions cloud your judgment in this moment?
Well, the thing is, everybody in my group here they're ready. So it honestly doesn't matter how I feel about this. It's going down. And again, I agree. I think the town is a lot more under Brobat's thumb than we realized. So
this is one of the few places he does not have his fingers in the pot, and I work very hard to keep it that way. I agree that if things are going to resort to violence, better for us to have a member of our order involved and able to steer the ship as of sorts, rather than to just let things happen without our influence.
I agree.
Why do you bring this to me?
Well, if there's any support you can give, we could use it. I think it's going to be a tough fight. So we've got some friends, and we might possibly have some support from Elixio, which that's a whole other can of worms. But
you have been busy
at the moment. He's
garnered some of his favor and his influence.
Yeah, he cast suggestion on me, and I wasn't able to do anything about getting into a blood pact with him. So that was unfortunate, but he is on our side at this point because he's kind of against Brobat. So they're actually there talking to him right now to try to pull some strings and get some help from him. But I don't know how much I trust any of that. So I really think that we could use any help we could get.
What is your specialty?
Me personally?
You personally.
In combat?
I assume that's what's going to be happening.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to kind of stay back and use ranged weapons, and I got an Eldritch Cannon and just all that good stuff. So just kind of staying back and spraying the enemy with anything I can. So
are you part of the artificers then?
Yes.
Interesting. Very well. There is not person power that I can provide you. As you know well, that is not what our organization does. We are not assassins. We are not soldiers. I can provide you some information and perhaps something else to benefit you in your quest. What we have found...
Anything would be helpful.
What we have found in our time scouring the city for information is that Brobat has simultaneously taken more territory than anyone initially thought he would, and has proved himself very industrious in getting into local organizations, everything from the religious organizations to the trades to local law enforcement. Not that he has complete control over these, but he has people around, at least to provide his own spies. But at the same time, he has spread himself thin. And there is an opportunity, I believe, to take advantage of that, so long as it is done before he consolidates his power. The other thing that I would say is this alliance with Elixio perhaps might prove resourceful, so long as you play it right. Elixio bucks underneath the rule of Brobat, wanting his own space. But at the same time, he knows not to be foolish. And if he survives by allying himself with Brobat, he will. So he must be convinced properly. The other thing I can give you is not in this room, if you'll wait for me for a moment. And she steps out, kind of whisks away. You hear footsteps go down the hall. And after a moment or two, you hear footsteps coming back, and the door opens, and she steps in, once again in that Triton form, which drops when she appears back in the room. And she's carrying with her a three-pointed shield. And she says, "This has been hanging on the wall for some time. Some might think it just decorative, although I know better." And she speaks an arcane word and throws the shield in the air, and it just hovers there. And she moves, and the shield moves with her and follows her about. And she speaks another word and grabs it and plucks it out of the air. And she says, "This will require some time with it to attune to its magical abilities, but this will provide you protection while you are casting your magics from afar, as you say, and give you hopefully an edge up in whatever battles are to come."
I appreciate that.
She hands it over to you.
Is there anything else you can give me as far as well, I guess so. Tomorrow the plan is to Brobat's he's planning on getting all, it sounds like he's planning on getting all his people together, at least the lieutenants and everything. All in one place at his building. So the plan is to go and wait for just a bit after they all leave, and then go in and take on Brobat. Does that? I mean, we haven't. It's possible I could change the plan if you think that's a bad idea based on what you know. But
tactically, it seems sound. I would just encourage you to be ready for what happens once that vacuum is empty. Who steps in next? Who takes over the three blades? Even those that you may trust, even those that you may think are nothing and low level, there will be a scramble for the top, like rats trying to get out of a pit.
Well, if she survives the fight, I think I might have somebody in mind. So
if we could place someone of our own choosing at the leader of the three blades, that would be quite the development indeed for our order.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, do you have anybody in mind?
No one that I would want to burden with such a chore.
Well, I'll give it some thought. I mean, we could always use new members too. So
just be careful who you bring into the fold. And she pulls her own kind of collar back and shows her own pin depicting a red feather.
Yep, always.
Very well.
All right. Well, I think I got what I need, so I appreciate your help.
Of course, feel free to avail yourself of the services of my establishment, should you choose. But I wish you best of luck as you head into whatever tomorrow brings.
Thank you.
And of course, never come here again.
Of course.
And she
farewell.
Ducks out.
And I'm gonna head back.
Okay. You head back and sneak your way in and wake up one of your compatriots for the next watch. And while you do that, we're going to fly our way up to the top shelf where Artemis, Uranus, and Pry are knocking on Alexio's door.
Nah, we're gonna need another moment to process, my friend.
Malachi, coolest
hold on a
character.
moment.
Coolest character. Coolest character.
I have so many questions.
21
Okay.
fucking episodes in. Oh my
Broncos
god.
could have been killed while you were busy wandering around a brothel, friend.
It's a worthy
I
sacrifice.
kept it short,
Whoa.
quick
It's a
and
worthy
dirty.
sacrifice.
Jeez, Joe.
Usually what you want to do in a brothel, but you know.
Jeez.
That was
All
pain.
right. Okay, so you are up at the top shelf. You can see Alexio's door. How are you approaching this?
Uranus walks right up and just raps on the door.
Okay. Bam, bam, bam. You hear nothing for a moment. You rap again. Finally you hear, "Gods above and below, give me a moment." And you just hear this like shuffling sound. And the door throws open just a little bit, and Alexio's portly, kind of short-horned tiefling form pokes his head out and goes, "Ah,
We want to
it's
offer our
4:30 in the
condolences.
morning."
We know.
We know.
And you are already out mourning, so we thought we would come and sit with you, maybe make you some warm milk.
What a wonderful, empathetic gesture. I'm fine. Go away. Goes to close the door.
Oh no, we need to talk to you.
Now, preferably.
No.
Right now.
We are, after all, your mercenaries.
Hmm.
You don't want to talk about current events?
Out here on the stoop, we can.
Hey.
He like looks out and looks left and right, and like you see his like face kind of set for a moment, and then go, "Of course, of course. Who would I be if I wasn't ready to accept guests at any hour of the day or night? Please come in, come in."
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Especially
Yes.
if you want to make a power grab, right? You need
Yes,
to
come
be,
in, come in, come the hell in, come in, come in. And just shuts the door and turns to you, and the face just drops. He goes, "What in the nine hells are you all doing?"
So you're not a morning person.
Oh, we wanted to.
Sorry.
We wanted to check in with you after your assets were almost destroyed.
What in the nine hells is Brobat doing?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's my business.
Oh,
Well,
I think it's all of our business.
It's our business as well.
Listen. I will take care of everything. I will set Brobat straight. Sorry about the intrusion on your work. You all just worry about getting that machine up and running for me. There's no need to come making house calls. There's no need to be jumping off of rooftops and talking to me in the middle of the street. You all are getting much too
What?
bold. The little one. You all are getting much too bold
Oh.
for my liking. Know your place and do your job.
Oh, well,
Oh, huh.
first of all, this is our place. You hired us to work for you. We are here to make sure you do not have any instructions for us since things have gone all topsy-turvy.
My instructions
You know that
are
we have...
return to the mine and do your damned work.
Could I reread the contract? Could you just pull it out for us for a moment?
Just really quickly. Won't take a minute.
Fine print and all.
Hmm.
Fine. And he like reaches into his robe and like pulls out this large scroll that shouldn't have been there. And like throws it out, so it just like goes down the marble hallway and like hands it to you. And like, "I'm getting some tea. Would you all like any?" "Too bad."
Is-
And
I'd
turns
love-
and stomps
I'd love a
off.
cup.
Too bad. Is there anything different about the contract now?
There is not, and your loophole does seem to make sense.
Our loophole does seem to make sense.
It
but like
does.
the contract still exists.
The contract exists, but the
Yeah.
loophole, as far as you understand it, seems to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The only thing different about the contract is Grokus's name is no longer on it. I will point that out.
Right. Well, I mean, that's
Right,
the two
right.
of us saw that change
Yes,
happen. Yeah,
yes.
but nothing has changed since. Yeah.
Yes.
You might want to sit down while you are making the tea.
Mm.
Boss.
He
Oh no,
kind-
he is not your boss anymore, Aranis.
I don't think he is either.
What are you talking
Oh.
about?
This contract is null and void now. You can move on to the next one.
Of course it's
Mm.
not. You haven't done your job
oh.
yet.
Oh,
You
but
haven't
you
protected us.
said that you would protect us from the three blades.
Now, I had nothing to do with that.
But we were
The
not
three blades did.
protected.
Regardless, we almost died. So
What proof do you have?
And we were almost destroyed.
That could have happened in a
Crushed.
simple accident with the machines. Not my fault you're clumsy.
mm,
We also have the bodies and the implements they used.
You what?
We have the bodies of the people and the implements they try to use to kill us.
mhm.
We are here to offer you a more free and open partnership. You don't like Brobat. We don't like Brobat. You don't like being considered under him in terms of the hierarchy of the three blades.
Which
You
you
are-
are, because you're waiting for him to call you in.
Call
right,
a
for
meeting of the lieutenants. Yes.
See him tense,
You don't have to put up with any of that.
and then all of a sudden you see him shift and change into his full demonic form.
Mhm.
Just kind of like his wings come out and his horns shrink and his body grows tall and muscular, and he just kind of shakes himself off almost like a dog that's been wet. He turns on his heel, and you see him grab a bottle of liquor and pop the top and like pour a bunch of it into his teacup, and then and he turns back towards all of you, his eyes glowing almost like embers.
Do you feel better now?
So what do you propose?
We help you take down Brobat.
Partnership
Partnership.
without the one-sided contract.
And you seem like a person who is interested in running things in a much more classy way. Brobat was all about this, sometimes you have to sacrifice one person in order to make the whole thing work. But you seem to like things more smooth and classy. You are up here on the top shelf after all. So why not take over the three blades and run it a little less dirtily?
There's a flash of movement, and all of a sudden, Pry, he is on top of you with his hand to your throat and his face in yours. And he just goes, "Don't mistake my use of the frivolities of these people as weakness. I will snap every neck I need to get what I want."
I never said you were weak. I said you were classy.
So let's snap Brobat.
I would
Get off
like
of
That'd
her.
be easy for you, right?
Now.
Brobat is not what you think. He's older than you imagine. He's stronger than you imagine. You think I haven't made this
So
play
you
once
are
before?
afraid.
I am not afraid. I am respect.
We're being honest with each other now. This is good.
You're scared. Interesting.
You've never seen him fight.
You've never
Tell us
seen
what
us
he
fight.
does.
If you are making a play against Brobat, I've heard nothing of it. My men have heard nothing of it. My men will do nothing to stop it, for they have heard nothing of it.
So you're not going to help us.
You will see no resistance from me for something I have not heard of.
You know, I really didn't take you for a coward, Elixio.
Honestly, it's disappointing.
If you have not heard of this and you cannot stand to benefit from it, what if we made this offer to someone else? Dessart,
You
perhaps?
lob insults my way as if I wasn't born and raised in the bowels of torment. As if I haven't heard curses 1,000 times worse than anything that you can provide me.
Ah,
But is your pride okay with that?
And why
Once,
here then? If you are
once
so big and so bad and so
have-
tough.
Here, because here is where all major trade in this accursed city, in this accursed continent, comes through. Here, because while the capital may flaunt its high towers and its spidered walkways and its lore and its books and its technology, it is nothing without what comes through these ports. This is the linchpin to the kingdom. That is why here. He
Sure,
who
but
controls
why are you-
Floros controls the kingdom.
So you do not control Floros, do you?
I will. If not today, soon. I outlive even the dwarf.
So you're just going to sit here and wait until he dies?
seems pretty boring.
It does.
What would you have
What if
of
he
me?
finds a way to not die? What do you do then?
Hmm.
Where is that?
What is your suggestion? What would you have of me?
We were offering to help you achieve the dream of being in charge. If you were to help us instead of just standing aside and then benefiting from the wreckage like a vulture. But that is your choice. You can wait.
Tomorrow, Brobat will call a meeting of all the
Hmm.
lieutenants. And I will arrive. I will be under much suspicion. He thinks it was my doing that put you all against him. To be fair, that was your own stupidity. At that meeting, I will make my apologies. I will make my defenses. I will grovel. I will do whatever is necessary to survive, as I always have. And then I will promise to hunt you down to the ends of Floros, and I will require every man Brobat can spare to do that, and I will leave with every man that Brobat can spare to do that. And what happens next is entirely unknown to me.
What do you think?
Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
And then
You have message, yes? Can you? Is there anybody who can send a message on your behalf?
I can send a message.
Send us the information he gives you from the meeting.
We will see what is
And
pertinent.
any intel on the security, like magic, that is protecting him?
You expect a lot in a short amount
You
of time.
expect us to deliver, yes? Or you can sit and wait.
He who controls Floros controls the kingdom. Do you want to be a king or not?
I will be a king in due time. I have told you what I will
He
do.
sounds like he wants to wait.
I have told you what I will do, and what happens next is up to you. And if there is pertinent information that my people need to know in order to take care of the jobs that I have assigned to them, I will pass that along, as a good king would do.
Well,
That's good for me.
and me.
You can all start calling me Your Highness.
Uranus walks out.
All right. The three of you return to the warehouse and find probably whoever's on second watch staying up. We'll say it's Daisy May, just for the ease of things. And you all hunker down and get a fitful night's sleep. Getting a
question
full...
for Daisy May real
yes.
quick. Daisy May, how would you feel if I went into the meeting with you? If I was like rolled up in your gun case or something?
I'm sorry, if you were what? You're going to need to explain that one a little bit more.
Pops the cone on his head.
Oh! God, that's disgusting.
What does his hand look like now that he's flat again?
Flat.
It takes it off.
Whoa. And you can just, like a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Does that hurt?
Feels a little bit weird, but it's not painful.
Well, I don't want to be without my weapon.
I can fit around it.
That's going to be tight. We could try it.
We'll try.
I'm down for that.
I don't know how quickly I can draw a person.
Maybe we should test this before,
Do you want to give it a test before we do it for real?
Yeah, put some on.
Okay. I guess
Roll
just
me up.
lie down and I'll roll you up. Oh God. Should I start at the head or the feet? I don't know.
I don't think
Wherever
it
you want.
matters.
She takes the gun and lays it down first to roll you around it. And it's like, so she starts with your legs and you feel them bend up and curl underneath. And it's just that weird, disconcerting feeling where you're like, I'm not that flexible. What's happening? And the horrible thing happens like when you're rolling a poster where she starts to like drift to the side.
No.
And it has to like unroll it and like tap and try to like squish it back the other direction. Until finally she gets to your neck. And she's like, are you sure about this?
I nod, however, if it's like, it looks like I'm just flapping, but it's
Yeah,
not.
but she just got flaps against the ground. She's like, oh, all right. And she rolls the rest over and your sight goes black.
Yeah.
And she takes it and you're now rolled around this thing. And she goes to stuff it in the gun case and it doesn't fit. Like it's too many layers around.
Okay. Yeah.
And she's like, I could look for something bigger or maybe just wrap this up in some cloth, but you want me to try harder? Should I jam it?
No, it's okay. Don't do that.
It's like, all right. And so she then takes and rolls you out real fast. And you kind of go blah, 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 until you're
Take
free.
the cone off. It was worth a shot. I just I feel like at least one of us should hear what he says from the horse's mouth. Could be
Y'all
beneficial.
have all these little creatures and gadgets. Is there anything you could send in with me? I could put it under my hat. We're gonna say that at this point, morning happens, and if the rest of the group wants to join in, you all get the benefits of a long rest, and you're having this conversation before you head off for the morning. She's like, I have not heard anything yet, but I'm expecting to hear a message any minute now, and I should probably just head that direction anyway to check in.
What time is it? Oh, wait, what time is it? I think I overslept.
At this point, it's about midday.
I gotta make a goal. Am I still? Is there any way, Daisy May? Do you know how to tell if you're being watched by someone? By Brobat?
He can probably pick out if anybody's following us.
Well, I mean, but he sent that
Sorry, I'm muted.
ghostly creature. Oh yeah.
I can look around, but I can't see anything magical.
I don't know if I want to meet Goal. I'm not going to get him more involved in this. So
He's dropping it off outside the city, right?
sure, I can tell him just to leave it and go.
Yeah. Take the horse with him. Just ride back on the horse.
relay that. All right. When the time comes, I'll relay that to him because it's supposed to be later on, right? Around 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Correct? It
it's
was
about
later?
mid-afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock
Okay.
in the afternoon that you're supposed to. So you got a couple hours now. And all of a sudden, Daisy May goes, "Oh, yes, sir. I'll be there right away." There was the call.
Mm.
I gotta head over to Brobat's place.
Can he see through like disguise self or anything? Do you know?
I
if
don't
he can do
know.
that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably better to not risk trying to get in on this meeting when we can use the time that they're in the meeting to prepare.
Especially not endangering Daisy May in the process, right?
Agreed.
Don't want to put Daisy May.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. I'd love to stay and plan, but if I'm late, it's gonna look real suspicious, especially with my background.
Be safe.
Please be
All right.
safe.
All right.
Balanced. He'll be okay.
Good luck to all of you. If I can help once things start up, I will. I don't know where I'll be at that point, but good luck.
You still have the necklace?
The necklace?
The one that I gave you, the scales.
That's right. I do. And she pulls out. She's got it on a chain with a couple other ones. She's like, I do. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Best of luck. And she darts out the door and heads away.
All right. What do? We wait for the construct, and it's hard to plan without getting the information from the meeting.
I mean, Artemis, couldn't one of us maybe reach out to Daisy May in their mind? I mean, I'm not sure they can't track that, unless I'm not really know too much about that. Was that even trackable? I mean, if we just reach out that way for sure, like at least get some sort of information, I feel like. I'm sure she's okay. But I don't know.
I don't know.
If we get close enough when they're leaving the meeting, I can use message. Nobody should be able to hear that as long as I'm within 120 feet of Daisy May.
That is what I was going to suggest. I don't know if we have time to wait for the construct. We don't know how long this meeting is going to be. How much instruction he is going to give them, right? If Alexio is going to put on a show, then that might take a few minutes, but we need to be there, ready to go.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't tell us what Alexio said.
True. How did that go?
Yes.
Well, the contract is null and void because the loophole existed. But we are,
and he knows.
but we are just working together now. So he is going to do his best to look good and take as many of the people that are at the meeting out of there as possible, so that we do not have as many to go through. And then he is sort of turning a blind eye and waiting for it all to blow over.
Find a place to hide near Brobat's hideout.
What is he expecting in return?
We are getting rid of Brobat so he can rule Floros and thereby rule Alsan, which is its own problem, of course, but like one thing at a time. For what it's worth, that big bad Gambian man seems very afraid of Brobat. So
Slightly concerning.
We need to have a plan. Because Alexio talks a big game about being from the elves or whatever, but he was afraid. And he also said that Brobat was a lot older than we knew, which is a little confusing because he sure seemed like he did not know what happened to the dwarves and whatever. But he had to have been a child at the time, right?
Or a little bit older. He'd have to be a little bit older.
Well, if he said he's older than we know, he probably just assumes we don't know about the dwarves.
Maybe.
I can always.
Do we go scout out the hideout? Just get around there.
I think we should have a plan for like what we do know about each other and what we do know about him. For instance, he somehow summoned those creatures or whatever they were to attack you and Mr. Silvercloak, right? So we have to assume that he can summon combatants even if his flesh and blood soldiers are not with him. So we have to think about all the things we might know about him or could surmise about him and put that together into a plan, because this is very dangerous.
So we know he has magic. We know he can summon things. Is there a way we can counteract that?
Gonna be hard, and we're gonna be in close quarters probably for a lot of the time, which is gonna be hard for Malachite and I.
Is there a way to make the quarters less close? She looks at Artemis, who threw a fireball at Pry not too long ago.
Is there a way for me to?
You could try to blow a hole in a wall.
Yeah.
That's you can certainly try.
That's a surprise factor.
Well,
Let me just get my maps ready for that.
Yeah, with this group solving a maze is just cutting holes in the hedge.
Yeah, legit.
We also have
Blowing
shadow,
up
so yeah.
holes.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We can get in if we need to.
Vortex warp us to the next area. Like,
I have some things up my sleeve.
Right. And the close quarters will not be good for anyone, because those of us who are up close fighters will be better off flanking combatants, or at least being able to help one another.
Mm.
Is there a way we draw him out somehow? I don't think he's dumb enough to leave.
No.
Well, and didn't he know immediately that his plan to kill Grokus had failed?
I mean, he reached out right away, but probably because
I mean,
that thing died, I assume.
So he would just know when something he summoned died? Is that?
I'm assuming. I mean, that's what Barbary content was after that thing disappeared.
Artemis, you want to roll an Arcana check for me?
Yep. Arcana.
God, is this the first roll of the night?
It is.
It's been like
I rolled stealth.
no,
That's
Malachi
right,
had
you rolled
to sneak
stealth.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
So much good RP.
Can I give Bardic Inspiration?
You could, yeah.
Sweet.
So that's a what? A D6?
D8 now, right?
It's a
Or no?
D8 now, yeah.
It's a D8 now?
Yeah.
23 plus 6. So 29.
Ooh, 29. Okay. Hold on. The summoner of such an elemental would not necessarily be able to like have a tie to that. So however Brobat understood that things were not working in his favor, there must have been some other spell at play, whether that was some extra bit to this elemental or perhaps a scry. Yeah. There's you know enough about kind of the way these magics are cast to know that detail that's a missing piece.
Yeah.
So when we were in the tavern and Brobat talked to us,
Yes.
was that daytime?
It was evening.
That was evening.
It was like dinner,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, if we did blow a hole in the side of his house or the roof, like that could be bad for him, right? Because it's broad daylight.
But
Worth a
he had a
shot.
pulse. He wasn't cold, but it could help us if we
What,
could blow a hole.
what would the light? What would that do though?
If he was a vampire.
But
Mm.
he's not undead. I mean, technically, because a vampire would be undead, right? Because I did my had my feature from. He didn't seem undead, and I feel like vampires. Would I know from studying them, from really talking to? Or should I know they
you
had to be
used
undead?
Eyes of the Grave, and if he was a vampire, he would
Oh,
have showed
okay.
up.
Okay.
Unless he's got some way to conceal
Right.
that, but that's pretty crazy stuff.
Might. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
You just don't know.
Way to plan for all the things that we don't know.
Are you all having this conversation at the warehouse still? Just FYI.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
After Artemis says that it wasn't like a connection to the thing he summoned, Uranus is immediately going to cast message to like be a hub for communication, so nobody else can listen in on us if he's just watching us somehow.
Yeah.
But don't you still have to talk for a message though? Like you said to say something out loud though, right?
I mean,
For
it's
message.
like
It's like a whisper. Yeah.
it's like a whisper, but it's a whisper that only you and the other person can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we
I
have
mean,
to put
you
you-
probably read lips if he has like observant or something,
So
but
cover your mouth.
just oh yeah, I could just cover my mouth. Yeah.
Is there a way to
Like
look
an
around?
NFL coach.
Right. Is there a way to look around and figure out if we are being spied upon?
Not that I know of. Is there a way, Artemis? I mean, I feel like you're the most magic adept. One of us.
Would I roll like an Arcana check to see?
You need something more like detect magic. In
Or
order
see
to
invisibility.
or,
Yeah.
or see invisibility.
Because it does actually create a little like
Orb.
arcane eye orb
Yeah.
thing.
Yep,
I have
it does.
detect magic in the spell book, which I don't.
I can pray for it. Wait a second. Could I? Because that's something I can quickly pray for since it's so early in the morning. Because that's something I do know how to do that. It's a quick prayer, and I can actually get that. If you need me to have detect magic, I can actually get that. And it's actually blessed me with that before. So
I guess I was more wondering if he was spying on us then, because that informs whether or not we could try to trap him, right? If he can just spy on us and like we can't really draw him out or anything like
That
that.
he'll know what we're doing anyway.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if he is being spied, or if he would be spying on us right at this moment if he is also running a meeting.
Be very taxing.
Mhm.
right, well, what do you guys want to do? What's the
Peony, having been the one to find Brobat's door before, you're guessing that it's probably about now that Daisy May is arriving at his place.
Starting soon, just given how far Daisy May's walked. How much time has passed? So if we want to hide somewhere near Brobat's hideout, we should go now because
Yeah.
Alexio's gonna do his grovel, and we're not gonna have a lot of time after that when he does have to take every person that Brobat has out into the city to look for us.
Right. And was there any people anywhere around there? I feel like we should make sure it is deserted.
It was pretty.
real
It was
stuff.
a
It's pretty
warehouse district,
deserted.
right? It was
Yeah.
like not super civilian populated.
Yeah, there was almost this
Not
like
at all.
courtyard area around his building. There wasn't residential nearby, probably
just-
for his own safety, in order to keep sight lines and everything.
Yeah. I just want to make sure no one needs to get hurt other than us.
Only way we
We
would know
should-
that now is to go look.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mhm.
should also tell Azure to maybe.
Oh,
We should definitely ask Azure if she can help.
Or if
should we get them involved?
Focus, could you ask her? Because I don't have sending available.
Oh,
I don't know if
Um,
we should use any of Grokus's spells before if we're going to fight Brobat.
mm-hmm.
I
Mm.
would rather just personally just run there and
Yeah.
then sneak up and catch up with you all. Since I'm sneaky and
Mhm.
small and can do that, it'd be better to preserve our resources.
That is a good idea.
That's fair.
Also, I need to put Odie back in a stable.
Or you could bring Odie with
Bring
us.
Odie with us.
I think bring Odie with us, please.
Please.
She's good. Oh, she's a good girl, right? She's a good girl. But she's not quite learned the don't bite fingers off thing yet for other people.
Well, she knows us. Other people we don't care about.
Brobat is trash and she likes to eat trash, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather her not get a stomachache, Also, I don't want her to get hurt. I don't have armor for her yet. And she's a baby.
Isn't Petal a baby too?
Baby. Petal has trained very hard. She is awesome and cool and super tight. I mean, look, whop. And then Petal's also gonna go on top and go quack with the with no, she don't have wings, with her arms. I guess T-pose.
Actually, she's got the tiniest little wings now. like Heimlich at the end of A Bug's Life.
Oh
Like,
yes,
yeah.
you live there, yes.
They can't lift her, but
Beautiful
they just
butterfly.
yeah.
See, Petal and I have trained a lot because Petal is the best and awesome and smart. And Odie is also awesome and smart and the best, but is also a baby who is traumatized and had to eat her own mom. So, you
I
know.
don't think she was traumatized about that. I think that's probably a thing that they do.
Agreed.
She's smart enough to know that big guy with whip no goodie. So I'm just gonna
Okay, well, she is your pet, but now we need to make time.
Let's go.
So-
we're going. Okay.
meet you there. I'll ask Esther for help. Is there anything else you want me to tell her? Do you want me to tell her smoochy smoochy kiss kiss kiss?
Oh, please go.
You save an Ender's
Tell
blessing.
her to meet us towards Brobat's hideout. Probably by herself, but have her have some men stay on standby.
And this is not their job, so this would be entirely a personal favor.
Exactly, because I mean, I feel leery about getting more people involved when they can't go south, and they live there. They live here, so.
All right. Malachite, will you leave Kingsley out on a windowsill so I can find you all in whatever house you try to hide in?
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. All right. And Peony's
Okay.
gonna dive out the window.
You dive out the window, Scott Pilgrim style, and tuck and roll. And
Scott, he just left.
and head down towards Realm Shield. The rest of you head towards where you know Brobat's lair to be.
I'm going to write a quick message in there for Greta. Hopefully she's okay. So I'm going to write a quick message and leave it there, just like really quickly. And leave it there, just kind of 6 away.
Sounds good.
Maybe
Are you all
pass
going
without
stealthily?
trace. At least when you get close, we're gonna need to be hidden.
I mean, Grobus is loud. Like, I mean, you know, whatever y'all want to do.
I can cast that, right? Because I slept.
Yeah, because you slept. Yep. All right. So if you're casting that, let's have everybody roll stealth minus peony, and add 10
Disadvantage.
to your roll.
Oh man.
Speaking of you casting Pass Without Trace, do you have that big shield out and like obvious?
Oh, I was going
Ooh.
to attune to that when I got back.
Yeah, easy enough to do. I would say as long as you got a slot open, you're attuned to that now.
I'm just wearing it on my back.
So we would have noticed that you had something new we didn't recognize. Yeah.
Ooh,
Plus
All
10.
right. Stealth checks. What do we got?
21.
26.
Ooh.
25.
Only because
20.
past that trace, Andrew. Don't be like, oh my gosh, he's
But
rolled.
still.
A 37.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
He's
Fucking
just gone.
Disappeared. Where did they
Invisible.
go?
Is that reversible cloak, you know?
You become
Like
the smoke that you're named after. Malachi, what'd you got?
20.
20 is the lowest of them all, so that's pretty damn good. You all, and that matters because as you get closer, you see standing outside of Brobat's door a halfling woman with kind of a mohawk cut long ponytail hair. And she's got a little bit of a scar on her chin, and she's got some sort of like tiny pipe that she's stuffing some herb into and kind of keeping an eye around. You see her light it and with a match and kind of take a couple puffs and just kind of hold it. And then you see like her shoulders relax a little bit. And she just kind of looks around, but she's keeping her head on a swivel, even though she's kind of enjoying a pipe.
I cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. And so as she's looking around, she does not see all of you as you all duck. Are you going into a building? Are you staying around a corner? What's the plan?
Should we get up high somewhere, like on a roof? Is that a good idea?
is that going to be harder than staying on ground level?
Yeah, because athletics check, y'all.
Yeah, could we find like some like boxes and stuff to hide behind, like in an
He's-
alley?
I imagine it's like Scooby Doo the gang. We're just like
Yeah.
Barrels.
tree.
Down top.
There's just
You know
five
what?
boxes
With-
slowly
Yeah.
shuffling across the road.
With those stealth checks, yes, there are some boxes
Yes.
and barrels that you can hide behind.
Yo.
If you would like to put them over you, that's a different check.
Oh God.
Oh man, I'm hiding in a barrel.
Peony, you make it to Realm Shield with no problem, and Azure is actually there already. Kind of, she's got her gear out, and she's like kind of tying off some arrows, and tying some arrowheads. And she sees you kind of coming. She stands up abruptly, and she's like, "What is going on? Is it go time?"
Yes. Close to. We are when our contract is over. So yay!
That's wonderful. What are we doing right now?
We are going to we're setting up outside of Brobat's place. Alexia is going to be leading a lot of the people away. So group is in there. We're gonna wait till after their meeting is done with the lieutenants and then go in once all of the
What do you
forces are
need me to
scattered.
do?
If you can bring yourself and some other people, maybe you with us and then other people waiting in the wings, maybe to combat some of the other guards that are laying around in the area for Brobat. that'd be
Tamir,
great.
Tamir, and he kind of comes running out. It's like, get everybody ready. You know where the door is.
Fuck
Put the
yeah.
perimeter up, maybe 100 yards away, in order to catch anyone who gets away.
Also, I need someone to stable my dog.
That bastard. Right, you can put it in there. And she like points to one of the off rooms.
Who's a good girl? Here's some trash, and pulls
Oh
out
my-
like 3 trash bags and scatters all the trash in the room.
In my guild hall. What the hell?
No, I'll clean it up. Look, she's really good. Look, she's already eaten half of it.
Right. Okay. Bigger things to worry about. She like puts her quiver on her back and sheathes her swords on the side and grabs her bow, and she just looks at you and goes, "And Artemis is okay?"
She says,
Kind of does the motion back, kind of looks at it, goes, "I don't understand. What is this meant to be? Is
Oh.
this some sort of ritual? Is this from her tribe or her people? What is?"
it's I hope you're well. Thing.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know. I saw people doing it in the fair once. I thought it was really cute.
Right. Okay. I will know this sign then.
Yes.
To make sure that all is well.
And they did it with a smile, and then they kicked a leg up. When they did it. I think that's how you should do it.
I don't think I'm
but
going to do that. No.
You should do that. What else? What's the last thing? Shit.
Should you keep
Oh.
Shouldn't you be with them?
I came here to meet you so that Grokus didn't have to use a spell slot, so that you knew
Right.
where
I know
to
what
go.
to do. I know what to do. I'm capable. Go. I'll be right behind you.
Okay, bye. Oh, yeah, Grokus says hi. And Balance be with you and our guide. Yeah, out.
All right. Let's go. And she like runs out after you. All right. So you all have posted up around the corner, and you can see this one halfling guard kind of outside. And you wait, and about 45 minutes later, all of a sudden, Peony, you kind of see them all in a kind of an alleyway, and sneak up around a corner. And Peony joins in with the group. And about 10 minutes later, you see all of a sudden a tall figure with a cloak up, kind of looking around another corner, and sees you all and ducks back, swings back around, and Azure joins
Okay.
right about that time. She kind of leans in close to all of you and goes, "I have some people who are set up kind of around this building quite a ways, just being nonchalant but ready to step in if needed. What is the plan? Are we going now?"
We wait for them to come out. Brobat, Elixio and Daisy May give us what information they can. Wait another 30 minutes, I guess, 45 to let them spread out. And then we use that information. We plan during that, 30, 45 minutes and figure out.
Right. All right, I will follow your lead. We do this for Floros today.
This is step 1. Yes.
As you're all talking, all of a sudden you hear a latch, and the black door swings open. You watch as first person coming out of the door, walking very quickly, is a Triton woman with kind of two sets of fins that run along her head, and she's kind of got these like almost artificially sharpened teeth, and she's barking orders in a language that I don't believe any of you speak. And you see other Tritons kind of with her as she kind of points and motions for them, and they all begin heading eastern. What's that?
Is it primordial?
It is not primordial, no.
Right.
It is Aquan, in case anybody speaks Aquan. And you see a group of 5 or 6 of Tritons kind of head off that direction. The next person coming out has only got a couple people with them, and is moving with a lot less urgency, but you see an elf man with thinned black hair pulled back, and a little bit of a belly, as Tassar, the baker, comes stepping out. And he's just kind of wiping his hands and looking much more nonchalant than everybody else. Kind of throws a towel over his shoulder, kind of motions to a couple people with him. And it's like, oh. You hear him kind of from a distance, like, right then, let's head back up. We got plenty of more to do at the store. Come on, everybody. And they begin heading more northern out of the area. The next person to exit, after another moment or two, is a whole group of various gang members, bandits, kind of, looking folks, and they're identified in this moment by the fact that they're wearing leather armors and they're sheathing long knives into their belts. They look ready to fight. And after about 5 or 6 of them come out, you see stepping out in the finest of robes with a fur-trimmed collar and high-heeled boots, and a little bit of a little ring that's placed on one of his horns, little diamond ring. You see Elixio himself stepping out, and behind him, another several folks come with, and you see him kind of saying, right, chop, everybody. We've got somewhere to be. We've got things to do. You're all with me now. Let's get going. And you see him kind of like do a quick scan of the area.
How far away is he from us?
He's probably about 80 feet.
I'm going to cast a message to him and just say, info, keep it brief, be natural.
Okay. You see him like stiffen for a moment and kind of look about, and then he kind of takes a breath and goes, right. The 24 of you are coming with me. We're heading north to take care of these vagabonds. No one sleeps until our job is done. And then, only then, will you return here to meet with Brobat. And you know what happens if you don't obey. You saw what happened to that other lieutenant in the meeting. And then he heads off. And he never quite clocked where you were. You see him kind of even looking around whenever he feels like no one's eyes are on him to try and make eye contact with you, but doesn't.
Before he goes out of range, one last question. I just say, is Brobat's location east side, west side, north side, south side of the building?
You just hear a low voice as he tries to mutter under his breath, as he just says, left. And then he disappears. And the one solitary guard remains out front, just sitting on like an apple crate, which he actually reaches into and grabs an apple and kind of starts biting one off and just kind of looking about as the black door closes.
Daisy May never comes out.
Daisy May never comes out.
Did Gormer come out?
Gormer did
Daisy
not.
May replaced Gormer, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
Daisy May.
I'm about to cast sending for Daisy.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
about to cast a
I forgot
message.
about that. Yeah.
I'm about to cast sending for Daisy right now. Like, my gosh. We don't see her come out. Oh my gosh.
Response, though.
We need to just wait and see. and hope that she can hold out.
I'd say that aloud. Like I think I'm gonna cast Sending to see if Jace is okay. I don't know what do
There's
you
no
want me to
guarantee that she can reply, Grokus. We just have to.
Right. If
we
she
just have to wait.
replies and they have her, then they will
said-
know we're here.
But they can't. Sending is in the mind. Sending is completely in the mind. Sending
But
doesn't
she
have to
can't
be
reply.
You
You
speak
vocal.
it though, and she would speak to respond, but she would
You
hear
have
you
to
only there.
oh.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a message. Okay, I didn't know Sending did that too.
No, sending is just message over longer distances.
Mhm.
They're basically the same spell.
Oh. Right, so never mind.
So
Well,
he's on the left side of the building.
Addendum, we probably have to do a rescue. Okay? Factor
Agreed.
that into the plan now.
Agreed.
Yep.
I have healing. Who else does?
I do.
I mean,
Everyone has potions,
Yeah.
and a lot of you have spells.
Mm.
And I have a way to find Brobat real quick.
So do we go for well, I don't know if Daisy May's gonna be close to him, if he's gonna want to have her close, but do we go for her first?
Be in more danger if we don't deal with Brobat.
He could be
might just-
using her as bait.
Leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean he watched our meeting with her?
Who
We don't-
knows?
We gotta go.
All right. How are we getting
we-
in? Are we busting down the wall? Coming in hot?
Blow it up.
Go for
Okay.
Brobat. If we find Daisy May along the way, then we help her. But I don't know if we can split the resources to find her and deal with Brobat.
Andrew,
Crocus is going to.
series
Oh.
of questions.
Okay.
How far are we from the black door?
80 feet.
Okay. Approximately how long is this building?
You have scouted it.
Yeah.
So it's a couple hundred feet long.
Okay. And the door was like a door that opened. Like we saw that it was a solid
opened-
corporeal door.
Yes, it opened inward.
Yeah.
From the outside, from what you can see, it's inky black, and there's no
Yeah.
handle or lock or anything on it.
Right. I guess I was just thinking like because we had known that there was oh my god illusion on it before. So I wanted to make
Yep.
sure it was actually like a physical door.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can probably get that guard to let us in.
You think so?
There are
Would-
ways of making that happen.
I think that's a good idea.
Can I have
Oh.
a diamond, please?
I give them all to Grokus.
yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Give them all to Grokus.
I can't find them. Who packed them? What bag were they in?
Sure, that Loki, that would happen. Like, sorry
I-
about this. Oops.
There's nothing
Blake,
in here but nail polish and
Blake, I have on record we have one 500 gold diamond, two 300 gold diamonds, and two 100 gold diamonds.
I think I need the 300. Let me see.
I don't remember Gesundheit. I don't
I
remember
see.
which ones do what, but
300,
300s will
300 or
do
more.
revivify.
Yeah.
300 or 500. Okay, so we have
If enter allows, yes.
we have two 300s and one 500.
Oh Lord.
And I'll say this before we go into like you guys, if you do fall, you don't have to come back when I cast that. I'm just saying, if your sword feels like it's fine, don't forget to come back for us. You have to do what's right for you. That's all I'm
None
going
of
to
us
say.
are gonna fall.
I mean, if you do, it's okay. If you don't want to come back, that's all I'm saying. I
Why
understand.
wouldn't we come back to help
They're
you?
gonna fall.
Because sometimes when you go, sometimes it's the right balance of things, and you're just it's fine, it's right. So I'm just saying it. I will not be hurt. No one will be hurt. That's all I'm saying.
We're here to help and protect you, friend. We're going to do this together. Nobody's leaving.
No, we'll be fine.
If they wanted to leave, they would leave now. They would have left a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Yes, I'm just saying though. I mean, things happen. You see things in the other side, so that's all I'm saying. It's okay if you want to stay. That's all.
I can cast sleep on the guard. It's just a matter of being able to drag her back over here.
Well, but
quietly.
if she's asleep, she would not be able to let us in, right?
Well, we can wake her up. It's just a matter of getting her over here.
What about being one of Elixio's goons who forgot his knife or whatever and needs to go back inside?
We can do that. Yeah.
You see Groker's getting pretty antsy. He's about to walk. You see Groker just kind of pacing back and forth. It's like, okay, are we going to? Because Groker's about to go. He's about to start walking in a second.
Aranis casts disguise self on himself.
Okay.
Which I can do at will now because it's switching some things around from having Warcaster. Now I don't need Eldritch Mind and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
So yeah, casting disguise self on myself, just as one of the people who I've seen walk out. I'm gonna walk around a different building and come from a different direction than where everybody else is hiding.
Okay.
And yeah, Ronus is just gonna walk up and say, "Yo, let me back in. Forgot something."
The halfling woman kind of startles a little bit. And, which group did you pick to disguise yourself from? The Tritons, Tassers, or Elixios?
The Tritons.
Tritons. Okay, so you would have been a Triton. You'd be a Triton now.
Yeah.
And she kind of stands up and goes, "What? I thought you were supposed to be with Shauna."
Yeah, Shauna told me to come back. I forgot a couple things. Just let me in. Come on.
I'm not
You got
supposed
things
to
do,
let.
right?
Oh, make a deception check, please.
I should have given you enhanced ability. It's my bad.
I have advantage anyway because of the actor feat, baby.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do I? It would have to have been somebody that I heard talk. I think.
Yeah, didn't hear them talk.
Okay. Well.
Unless you're going for Shauna herself.
No.
I mean, it worked back in Grispin Hills.
Process there was beautiful.
Back in Grispin Hills. Remember, this is harkening back to that first miniseries.
Okay, so deception. That is my deception isn't good. That is a 18.
An 18. Let me roll real quick.
What is that face?
What
is that face?
She looks at you and just says, "I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to let anyone in."
Okay, so you just want me to go get Shauna and have her come back and we can do this all over again. Or you can let me in and we can get these fuckers. Right?
Make it real quick.
Quick, yeah.
All right. You see her reach over towards the door and her hand disappears into the door halfway. And you hear a click. And then the door pushes and swings open.
The moment it's open, we're running for it.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're all running towards the door. She turns and sees a whole group of folks.
I'm stabbing her in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You have to try to get her to not call out. So go ahead and roll an attack.
Get her.
I'm casting sleep. I'll cast sleep.
Okay. Okay. Go for it. Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay.
But how much HP? I mean, hopefully she's a low level.
I figure she's a grunt, so that should be fine. What is this? This is 5d8.
Like I said this before we started, 5d8. You see this?
Roll high.
5.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. So that's 3. Okay. 4, 10. What is that? 10, 12, and then 2 more. Roll high. Oh, 7. 12? 19. 19 plus 6 is 25.
25. You watch as she kind of swoons a little bit and stumbles and catches herself on the apple box and then goes, "Gah!"
Was that stumble enough time for one of us to tackle
it? What the
Because
She's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Petey was firing.
Ron's right there. Could Ron still hit her?
The stumble does provide
there.
enough moment for someone. You're not too hurt yet, but someone else could take an action. Yes.
Firebolt to the face.
Firebolt?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack. And anyone else who wants to attack from a distance can as well.
Yes,
I'll do the
please.
same thing.
Okay,
I'm
2
trying not to
firebolts.
kill her.
Light her
17
up.
to hit.
How much?
17 to hit.
That hits.
Fuck yeah.
9 points of damage.
9
on
points,
now.
okay.
Told the dead. I'm not trying to kill her. I mean, I don't have to control Told the dead, but I'm not trying
Fucking
to.
kill her.
Candy's also not trying to kill her.
These are bad people.
Okay, Malachite,
16.
that hits.
12 points of damage.
Okay, we're up to 21. She's got at least 25.
It's a wisdom save for Told the Dead.
Okay. Wisdom save of
16.
natural 7. That's a fail.
All right, so it's gonna be 2d12 because I think they're
Let's fucking go.
2d12. Okay. 11. 4. So 15.
15.
The bell tolls.
As the bell tolls, you
21,
watch as she gets hit
36.
with 2 fire bolts, and then the spectral energy hits her head, and you watch as blood just pours out of her ears.
Just to knock him out. Just to knock him out.
Okay, non-lethal then. Blood still comes out of her ears as her eardrums rupture, and she falls down unconscious.
As soon as she falls, Orana stabs her in the chest.
Also, I can go 90 feet in a round, so I presumably am now 10 feet inside the door.
You could be, yes.
And I will throw a seeker dart at Brobat because I've seen him before.
Okay.
That's so
No,
cold.
baby.
Okay.
He's not gonna go. Flies out the door. Flies out the other way.
Let's fucking go.
This woman, this halfling thug drops, bleeding from the ears. Pry goes bolting by like a bat out of hell as the rest of you kind of come to the door. And Pry, as you run in, you grab one of those darts and fling it in instinct. You watch as it zips down this long hallway in front of you and takes a sharp left turn and goes under a door frame that is in front. And you just what's the save on it?
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna make it hit the door. Thank you.
No, the thing can go around corners and it can go under, like, I think it needs like a 1-inch crack.
The target must succeed on a DC 16 dexterity saving throw. But he's not necessarily expecting it because he's not engaged in combat right now.
Disadvantage.
Not. And he rolled, with disadvantage, he rolled a natural 1.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Andrew,
And he's dead.
you said,
How do you want to do it,
uh,
Cheryl?
when those arrive, will you eat one?
Yes, when they arrive, I will eat one, Darby.
Good.
On
Select.
camera.
Yes, good.
That is the most
Okay.
ominous thing anyone's ever said to me.
What? They arrive?
It's
Whenever
nothing
everybody-
to worry about.
Nothing. Is it
Nah, it's the peanuts.
It's the peanuts.
All right,
Oh.
so what's the
Okay.
damage?
So that's I'm just doing the damage of the dart, right? I don't get anything extra for being
No.
clever.
No.
Okay, so that is 5 piercing damage and oh, for Christ's sakes, 5 lightning damage.
Okay, so 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
You hear this like crackle sound from through the door, and you hear a grunt. As you ran in, you ran in and blindly threw this thing, knowing that the magic would take it. As you come in now, and you hear this, all of a sudden your eyes start to adjust from the bright light of the outside into this dimly lit interior. And you watch as 2 other members of the Three Blades standing in the hallway turn and whip around and look at you. You see a half-orc and a halfling that are looking at you now and starting to pull blades. And then you just hear as stepping out of the shadows, deep in the hallway, you
Oh, no.
watch as the light catches a pair of horns
Yep.
and a pair of eyes all the way up near the top of the
No.
ceiling.
No.
As stepping out of the shadows and out of the darkness, a large minotaur wielding
Fuck
a
you,
giant
dude.
great axe
Fuck you, dude.
takes a step. Boom,
No.
boom. And then you hear it snort and do that and like paw at the ground with one hoof, just scraping on the wood.
Fuck you, dude.
Oh boy.
And that's where we're going to pick up next session.
Fuck you, dude.
Back to the water. Back to the water.
Back to the water. You
Back to the water.
No.
Go back to
Mm-mm.
Back to smile, friend.
I'm probably gonna do some dumb shit for RP.
Yes, same. Real dumb shit.
And that brings us to the end of episode 21.
From
Oh my
Brobat.
God.
Joe, you have the coolest character. Joe,
Joe!
that's nominated.
Dude, a secret
cool.
spy?
Fuck,
What
dude.
the fuck?
For 21 episodes, homie. Like, oh my God.
His dad's
Dude.
like, oh, how are things going? You need to come home. Either that was all code or dad doesn't know he's a secret spy. Where's the cute,
You don't
naive,
know.
kind, mild-mannered boy we thought we knew?
He's about
Well,
to be a
he's
savage
getting the
in this
most,
fight.
so we know.
Watch.
I mean, he's getting the
He's
most.
getting the most.
So we know that we do. So.
He's got those James Bond vibes going on. Yep. It's just-
Yeah, for sure.
He's got the tiny little gun and everything. Like, yeah.
True.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we will be very excited to pick up next time with full-on combat, rolling initiative at the start of next session, barring anything crazy. But until then, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, leave us a comment, follow us on our socials, all the good stuff. And we'll see you next time here in Full Us. Bye.